Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is going to be everything under $6. So yes, jumping right in, going in with this Hard Candy face primer, which was $1, which you could see right there. I did get this at my local Walmart. Going in with the Hard Candy Glamouflage foundation. Just going to put a few stripes of this on my face. This is not my favorite kind of applicator, but it is better than a dropper. You do have to keep like putting in and out. You're touching your face, and some people worry about bacteria getting back in the bottle, but I'm the only one using it, so it does not bother me. But as you can see, it's like a little flat doe foot. It's kind of weird, but it works. Going in with my Shop Miss A sponge. This is limited edition, and it was $1.88, so just pouncing that in the skin. And I do have to always, I should say, go back in on my cheeks just a little bit. As you can see, that perfectly fits your cheeks. Love this sponge. But every time I use this foundation, I do have to go back in. That is the second shade, 1501. But I do have to go back in with a little bit more on my cheeks to cover my hyperpigmentation. So yes, while it is full coverage, it is not full coverage to me right at first. You have to build it up. But doesn't bother me nevertheless. It is under $6 and is super good. So just going to finish and applying this on my skin. And I do absolutely love this foundation, although I don't use it all the time just because I have so many. But as you can see right here, I need a little bit more coverage. So just going to shake this guy back up and stripe it right where I have hyperpigmentation, just because I always need to cover that up. I'm not really going for a no makeup look, so really wanted to cover that up. And I don't mind the little applicator. Like I said, it is better than the dropper applicators. I really don't like those at all. But as you can see, that second layer built up so beautifully and did not look cakey. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't look heavy. It didn't go into my lines or emphasize texture or my pores or anything like that. And I did use this Camo Hydrating Concealer, which I forgot to show. So this is the hydrating one from e.l.f. And even though I have combination 2 oily skin, you can see that it covers up beautifully and it doesn't look cakey or anything like that. I do prefer that over the matte one. Jumping right into my setting powder using the Maybelline Fit Me. I'm going to just lightly set and dust this just all over my face. I don't need to use too much because the foundation is pretty good on its own, but I do want to just kind of set that down and make it last throughout the day. Going in with my Wet n Wild contour palette and just putting that in the hollows of my cheeks to give my skin back some color because I'm looking one-dimensional right now. So just going around my forehead, the perimeter of my face, just the usual, where I would just apply some bronzer. And today I'm actually not going to use too much because not going for a real bronzed up look, but I do need to put some color back into my skin. So going in with this Essence blush, which is $3 and I absolutely loved. I think this is in the color shade 050 and it's a very light pink shade. It's not too much, so that's why I was going for that today. And it is so beautiful and it looks really light in the pan, but it does show up. And for my highlighter, going in with the little e.l.f. palette here, and I love this color. This is in the shade Cantaloupe. I do use both the blush and the highlight, but today just going for the highlight, and that is my Shop Miss A brush, which was $1 and absolutely in love. And as you can see, that highlight is so beautiful. It's not as bam wham out there as some of mine are. It's not straight up natural either, so it's kind of in the middle. You can give yourself that wet look with this, you just have to build it up. So, but as you can see, it's very pigmented for $3. And then just brushing through those brows. I do not have sparse brows, so I'm not going to do too much. Going in with this Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette here and going in with that top color as my transition shade. Just going to throw that in the crease to give me some dimension to my eyes. So just going to do that really fast on my right eye, which is the left eye to you, and then moving on to the other eye, which is my left eye, but my right eye to you. So just throwing that in the crease. I do want to give my eyes just a little bit of dimension here. Don't want to have just a flat eyelid. So going in with this dark purple shade at the bottom, which is such a beautiful matte color. Going to zoom in here so you can just see how I'm creating that outer V. I literally make the shape of a sideways V and then just blend it out. And that is like a round, small eyeshadow brush, just so I can really get in that corner. And then same thing on the other eye, literally creating a sideways V. And when you make a shape like V shape on your eye, it makes you look younger than rounding off your eyeshadow. Makes you look a little bit older. So just a side note there, I always do V shape my eye. It just makes your face look like you have a lifted eye when you might not, but I always do V shape my eye. It's just better for my face shape and for my eye shape. And then taking that fluffy brush with no extra product on it and just blending that out. Even though we V-shaped it, we don't want any harsh lines or edges or anything like that. You do want everything to look smooth and seamless. So just buffing that. And then taking a smaller taper brush and then again just buffing. That is the trick here, really blending and buffing. And gonna go in with this light pink shade, which actually says lid on it. You could use it for what you wanted, but I did use it for my lid, and I do use my fingers for any shimmery, glittery shades like that. It's just the best tool. And so putting that all over the lid. And this pink was not that pigmented, but I had to work with it a little bit. I guess maybe because this was a brand new palette. Sometimes it has that like overlay at the top, but we are going in with that lightest shade and then just putting that on the brow bone. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Putting that under the brow bone. This is not a shimmery shade, this is a matte shade. Sometimes I do both. So one day I might do matte, some days I might do shimmery, just depends what mood I'm in. So, and then using that same matte shade for the inners of the eye. Even though it's matte, it's still bright in the eye. Gonna go back in with our transition shade and just run that underneath the lash line because we do want to match what we did on the top. And that is the smaller taper brush that I'm using. Same thing with the other eye. I'm just gonna run that top transition shade that we used underneath the lash line and to match our eyes. And then going in with this Almay mascara, which I absolutely do love Almay mascaras. It just depends which one, because I'm not always going for the big spidery lash looking eyes with my Thrive Cosmetics, even though I do, that's my favorite mascara of life right now. But I do have natural days. This is more of a natural mascara, but I'm going to show you, you can actually build this up and it was not clumpy. So I did build this up to get that false lash eye effect. It did take a few coats because, like I said, this is a more natural formula. But as you can see, it built up beautifully. So just because you get this natural looking mascara, don't let it fool you because it will build up. And then we're going to go in with the NYX lip liner. It's $4. Just lining my lips with that, and I do overline just a little bit, then going in with this e.l.f. lip balm. This is really super thick and feels luxurious on the lips, but really fast. Just going to clean up the back of my eyelids because I have to every time. So just taking a Q-tip, and if you let the mascara dry, it comes right off. Taking my finger and just squeezing. You only need a tiny bit. Like I said, this is super thick and does feel very luxurious on the lips, even though this is $5, and I think this is in the color Cookie, and it does give like a sheer wash of color. And then we're going to finish off with the Hard Candy Matte Setting Spray, which I did pick up at my local Walmart for $1. And this does smell like flowers. So just a little side note, it's florally. I do enjoy that, so it didn't bother me, but if that might bother you, I would stay away from that and just use whatever setting spray that you personally like. But there you have it, you guys. That is the finished makeup look. and everything that I used was under $6, and it absolutely turned out beautiful. And as always, thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.